Hi everybody, this is Blossom from Tales Unfold, and today I have another review for you. And as you can see, it is about an oracle, Wisdom of the Wild Things oracle. So the deck comes in this tuck box, so nice and sturdy. Yeah, it's good to put on a shelf. It's not taking too much space. You have the little ribbon, guidebook, cards, and the inside of the box is also an image of a card. Now, this oracle deck has 45 cards, and the guidebook is written by Angie Sullins and the artwork by Eva Boneva. And yeah, the artwork is exactly what really drew me in when I first saw this deck. The artwork is so beautiful. It is creepy and cute at the same time, and just at times just plain weird, and I absolutely adore it. This deck is inspired by the book Where the Wild Things Are, and in the guidebook we will have a bit of information there too. And here it says also, you think you know who you are, but thinking is highly overrated. Since science tells us that conscious thoughts run 10% of our lives, while the unconscious is responsible for 90% of the show. Deep in the forest of your psyche are feelings and impressions, associations and symbols, and many creatures who can share insight and guidance with you. Think of them as soul critters, each wanting to communicate so that you can better understand your own eternal landscape. The guidebook also goes into how it is divided. So we talk about the watery depths of the psyche contains mermaids of memory. So when you see mermaids or anything like that. Then the windwalkers and the winged beings live in the airy realm. So it describes that too. You can always pause if you want to read. And then the creatures who live in the woodlands, and so they focus on action. And then part of the psyche could be considered a bog, where anxiety, worries and stress lives. These little beings aren't bad in and on themselves, they are simply part of the landscape, entitled to their own habitat. And isn't she right about that? So what else do we have? How to use this deck, and we have a few images in here too. So that's was there anything? There is no wrong way to use this deck. Should you be so inclined, use the cards to wallpaper your kitchen. I would love that. Absolutely adore that. But I also want to use the deck. Good. And then we have already the card description. We have no spreads in this book, so I'm going to use for the sample reading one of mine. Then we have about the artist, about the author, and some more things to look at. The guidebook is 107 pages long. So you get for each card a bit of information. It's not, a whole lot, but it's enough. It's an oracle deck. It depends on how, your own preference. For me, this is enough to go on. We have the depiction of every card here. There we go. So you can probably tell they are very glossy, and you can see my light beautifully. And I try to keep it out. I sit in a very awkward position just to get the glare out. I like it personally. It just, as soon as you have to do a light and need a bit of, want to do this review, it's horrible. So I'm going to change the position again here. And we also have this interesting gilding. So did I complain in my last thingy? Probably kind of complained, but this is, it just fits. And it doesn't stand out too much. I really like it. I use this deck quite a bit already. You can see it has worn off a little bit, but not too much. So just for that. Otherwise, cardstock, you know, they are, I never know what to say to that. They're glossy. There we go. And here we start with the beginnings. So this is absolutely beautifully depicted with him, this little creature carrying an egg in the bag. Communion. Invite your monsters to tea. I did see that card beforehand and I absolutely love that, because that's always what I say. You know, I say your shadows, right? Invite your shadows to a cup of tea because they really need it more than anything else. Be yourself. Love that. That's how I feel. That's pretty much how I feel. Yep, so daisy. Then we have a transition. We can see the butterfly wings here. I mean, I can't get over this artwork. Play. I love that. It's just plain weird, right? But I like that. I really like that. It's the same, like I'm really fond of the Chicoli Tarot and Oracle, but it's different. The artwork is still different, right? But this one reminds me quite strongly of something in the Chicoli Tarot. Then let yourself be carried, and then we have this little Fae being up here, carried by this whatever, but a beautiful creature. I think so. Remember the bones. I do like that. I do like that a lot. Bravely go. And there we are in this dark forest. No idea where it will lead us. Laughter heals. And then he has the octopi. Oh my god, I knew it for a while, I forgot again. Octopuses, octopi, I don't know. You just believe that this creature is genuinely content. I buy it. Intentional stillness in this winter landscape. Oh, I love that when snow muffled sound, right? And I always love that time of the year, and you go, wherever it is, where there's snow, right? And it's just so quiet. It's such a beautiful time when that happens. Oh. Get untangled. This card stands out a bit for me because it is so bright, and I don't know, it just stands out for me. Bring on the hackitude. It reminds me of something. My dog Nova, she has a bit of an attitude every now and then. We always say the Novatude. Here we go. Bring on the hackitude. Harvest. Retract. My goodness, I love it. I love it. Beware the happy toxins. I just give you an example from the guidebook, even though I will, still do a sample reading, but just, it's so you get an idea. I'm sorry, I'm zoomed in. Yeah. Some of the prettiest plants are poisonous. Look at this situation from many angles. Play devil's advocate. You will be tempted to act, but discernment is what you need first. When you see happy, red, delicious berries, it's your job to investigate. Sometimes what is too good to be true is indeed good and true. Sometimes you get to devour all that tasty goodness, moving beyond fear and doubt to risk greatness. Other times you will be better off to say no and cleave to your current commitments. This is one of those times. Enjoy the happy right now, but investigate it closely. Something isn't as it appears. There we go. Protect your boundaries. This is one of those cards, not from this deck now, but from another deck. I keep getting it for, yeah. It seems like as a collective, in general, or at least with everyone I work with, or anyway, this is apparently a very important message right now. What do you think? Let me know. Conjure the magic. This being, so beautiful, so beautiful. I absolutely adore this. Listen to the music of your soul. This is so Fae for me. This being, well, everything is, but I don't know. This feels like it could be in my favorite part of the forest. That this could turn up at any moment. Gratitude or forgiveness. If you can't do the one, you do the other. Listen to the little creature in your belly. That's how it looks like. We all have that one inside our bellies. Bloom in the mud. Restore innocence. I love that one. This creature is also so something I love so much. Alchemize pain. That's also one of those interesting ones. Maybe, I don't know if people are interested in that. Again, let me know. to in between look at the guidebook. Pain happens. It sinks us beneath the surface of life into the watery abyss of agony. We have no control over when it arrives or how long it stays, but we can influence how much suffering it leaves in its wake. When we hold on to the injustice of pain, it can turn into suffering. Release the pain through the healing power of creativity. Yeah, I'm always all for that. Sing your sorrow, dance your turmoil, alchemize your hurt into art. Yeah, absolutely. I write, I draw. When we offer the pain a sense of release, we bless it with beauty. This is a sacred alchemy that comes only after grief. You must grieve your pain first, giving your heart the space it needs to bleed out all of the messages that would diminish or limit you. Ignore the voices that suggest you should be over it by now, or tell you all grief looks the same, or say you deserve this pain. Yeah, that is something that is very, very toxic. Only by embracing pain and then expressing it can you rise again to the surface. And also you need time, you know, it's not just thinking positively will help you through all of that. You cannot bury it because it will come up again. And then use it. I definitely use a lot of the sadness, the grief, the anger, the pain. I use that to create anything in life, really. And important message. So I do like that it does not. It's not just about positive thinking, this deck, but which is with oracles. Well, I don't know. Tell me any other good oracles that are going a bit more into that direction, or, you know, what people then would probably call darker oracles, but I don't think it's dark. There's so much beauty in it. Next card. Don your witch hat. Unconditional self-acceptance. Mind that monkey. This is also so beautiful. My. Sorry that I say that. I usually do not appreciate it, but this artwork is just, it's... love it. Beware of the shame creature. Here's your do-over. take action. We have a very airy, yeah, feels very airy, doesn't it? Cultivate story. That's always a good one for me. Love that one. Guard the nesting ground. Ah, this is beautiful. Embrace effortlessness. And then we have this sea creature there. It's one of my favorites too. Light the candle of grace. I really can just look at them forever and just lose myself in these images and with these creatures, and can really see them around me. Honor your body as friend. Yeah, we are way too easy to criticize ourselves and not being extremely nice because we don't fit a certain image or whatever. So be a bit nicer. Remember the whoopee. Oh, that's me too. I have a million stuffed animals and I will never part from them because they give me comfort. And yeah, quiet the anxiety monster. Because it has a bit of a form of almost cute, you know, and if you connect that with your own anxiety, it becomes a bit more, well, it eases the tension already by just thinking about your own anxiety looking like that. You kind of want to offer that one a cup of tea too. Here we have the focus card. Remember who you are. Ah, this is gorgeous. That's what we have on the back, obviously, you can see. Navigate with the flow. Allow anger. How often are we told to suppress it? Here we are. Here is your permission to be angry. And use that too, you know, like with the other card before. Use it to create, because my, when you use anger, you have a fire in you and so much inspiration. Bury your dead. And we have a little vampire girl here. Tend to your partnerships, also important. Self-care, all good, all great. Don't forget others. Quest into the subconscious. And then the last card, welcome the unwelcome. So that's the last card. As you know, I do like to do a little sample reading, so let's move on to that. I thought about that I use one of my own tarot spreads, and it's called Embrace Your Wild Self, because we have the Wild Things Oracle, Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle. And this is a spread that I also offer. As always, this is a sample reading, so it will not go into much detail, and I let the book speak more than myself. Now, the first position. It's just very simple here for simplicity, because you can see I have a very difficult time with the glare. Now, the first position here is the current state of your wild self. And we have the card, Let Yourself Be Carried. So I put that down. So this card talks about that we need comfort and let someone else manage a few tasks. Allowing others to really hear us and listen to what we need. So also be clear about what we need, right? So the wild self it needs space at the moment. It needs space. The state is that it's too suppressed and it needs some space to be able to expand because it's too confined at the moment. And there's a disconnect. So what it needs now, find a place of comfort, right? Find a way to disconnect with the mundane, probably, right? And in the book, it says, the power of your dreams and the pulse of your wild soul will carry you if you invite them to take the lead. So the current state is too confined at the moment. It needs to break out a little bit. The second position is the benefits of working with your wild self. Let's see what we get there. Ooh, restore innocence. I like that. Because I do see the wild self not as something that walks around with a sword or an axe and causing damage everywhere it goes. But it is that purity and restore innocence, yeah, definitely. So if that is the benefit, and also in the book, so I'm gonna show you as I read, you were born with original innocence, not original sins. And that innocence keeps pace with you like an invisible companion. It's hoping right now to be noticed, loved. Like with all nature's creatures, original innocence is your birthright, and all you have to do is look at a newborn to understand this. We don't love the baby because of what it has accomplished. We don't shame the baby for making messes or being loud or inconveniencing us. The child is a treasure, as is nothing but beingness required. Let that innocence carry you home to yourself when thoughts of guilt or shame creep up on you. So I do like that, the benefits of working with your wild self. The third position here is what to be careful about when working with your wild self. Get entangled. And this card talks about stop trying to solve and to get involved in everything around you. And it's not to add another layer of, oh, okay, now I have to work with my wild self and this is just another task on my to-do list. But it is freeing, right? And in the book here again, we have, here's the rule for detangling. When you can't get to joy, get to relief. And I think this is helpful because often, well, find joy, think positive thoughts, but it's not always that easy, right? If it would be that easy, we would all running around frolicking, right? But as it is not that easy, sometimes it's enough to get relief. Careful about making it just another task or adding more to what feels already impossible. The book also talks about taking one tiny action at a time. And as you do that, your mind will begin to make more room for possibilities. Your only assignment right now is to find what brings you relief and pursue it. Interesting. Now, the next card, how to embrace your wild self. I never do this spread with oracle cards. It's interesting to do that. Ooh, intentional stillness. How to embrace your wild self. Intentional stillness. And the book says, open yourself to the cold clarity derived from detached observation. The time to plant and grow and play will come again. For now, seek shelter in the cooler energies. The gift of snow is stillness. Which ties in with that again. Don't make it just another task. Become still. In a way, you can read them very simply, right? Like I said, I let the book read. I let the book and the creator do the reading, not me. So you get a feel for it, because it doesn't matter to you when I read it in my way. Doesn't matter for you, you know, that might be important if you get a reading from me, but not so much if you want to purchase this deck or not. So here we go. How to best work with my wild self. Remember who you are. And there, the first sentence is, you are not your circumstances. You are not your crisis, pain, shame, or diminishment. Your anxiety and trauma are lying to you. Now is the time to remember who you were before the world told you who you should be. Allow yourself to take up all the space you need to express your particular genius. Let yourself love who and what you love unabashedly. Make no apologies for what feels most natural and alive to you. So this is how you best work with your wild self. Makes sense. And then as a last, in the last position, for me, I love that, I have a special message from your wild self, and we have beginnings, which is fitting for me right now. So I didn't put too much effort into this now, but I am standing at such a beginning phase of something. And let's say, on a deep level, this reading makes a lot of sense for me right now, even though I just brush over it for the review's sake. But I will sit with this for sure. So whatever you're dreaming of, do it. Dare to stare down the dark void, the white canvas, the blank slate of uncertainty, and begin. Oh my goodness. The little dream egg of new life inside you is already cracking, and that it is. It wants you out into the world, and as its carrier, you are its sole deliverer. Shake off anxiety, tell fear to suck it. Oh yeah. You are far more than you know, and worse, the risk of finding out what comes next. It isn't always what you imagined, but it's always an adventure. That's exactly the anxiety. It might not be what I imagine. It will lead you to the next manifestation of your soul's deep intent. Beginnings are a wild magic, the book says. So you can hear the voice of the cards a little bit on how the creators are doing this. And yeah, there we go. So I hope this review was helpful for you, so you can see a bit the beautiful artwork, how the cards speak, and you can make an informed decision if you want to get this or not, if that is something you like or not. So, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is that something you want to consider? Do you might even have the deck? How are your experiences with it if you do have it? Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I hope your world is kind. Much love and bye.